The chandeliers glimmered like captured stars above the grand dining hall of the Regent Hotel, their lights spilling softly across polished marble floors. Soft jazz played from hidden speakers, weaving between the clink of crystal glasses and the muted murmur of laughter. At one corner table, a man in a navy suit and crimson tie leaned back, a confident smile carved across his face. His wristwatch gleamed as he flicked through a wad of $100 bills, his laughter echoing a little too loudly, the kind of laugh that drew attention without apology. He was Ethan Zhao, 38, a self-made millionaire, known as much for his success as for his arrogance. Across the room, a young waitress moved quietly between tables. Her name was Amara, 27, tall, graceful, her skin smooth as evening bronze, her blue shirt crisp beneath the restaurant's amber light. Her eyes carried both focus and fatigue, like someone who had learned to smile through storms. When she approached Ethan's table, she bowed slightly, her tone polite. "Good evening, sir. May I take your order?" He didn't answer at first. He just stared, lips twitching into a smirk. "Where are you from?" he asked, tilting his head, voice smooth but edged. "Brooklyn," she replied with a soft smile. He laughed. No, I mean, where are you really from?" The people around his table chuckled. One woman, in a red dress, whispered something that made him grin wider. Amara's hand tightened around her notepad, but she kept her composure. "Sir, would you like to start with a drink?" Ethan leaned forward. "Tell you what, I'll make this fun." He waved the cash in the air, his friend's laughter rising. "I'll give you $100,000 if you serve me in Chinese." The table burst into laughter. Someone said, "Come on, Ethan, don't mess with her." But he was already enjoying the moment. The eyes watching him, the performance. For a second, silence hung between them, a heavy, golden pause. Then Amara looked at him. Straight, calm, unflinching. Her voice came, soft but steady. "Xian Sheng Nin Shang He Dian Shi Yao." "Sir, what would you like to drink?" The laughter stopped. Forks froze. Ethan blinked, unsure if he'd heard right. She continued, her pronunciation flowing with precision, her tone effortless. Not memorized, but lived. "Je shi jin tian de kai dan yu, shi yao te bi de yao ma." "Here's today's menu. Do you have any special requests?" The entire table fell silent. Even the music seemed to fade for a moment. Ethan's smirk faltered into surprise, the kind that strips a man of his confidence. Greater than before we continue, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. It really helps us bring you more heartfelt stories like this one. He tried to recover, clearing his throat. "Wait, you actually speak Chinese?" She smiled faintly. "Yes, sir. Mandarin, Cantonese, Spanish, French, Arabic, and a few others." The woman beside him whispered, "9 languages." She said 9. Amara didn't boast. She simply set down the menu, bowed slightly, and walked away to fetch their drinks. The rhythm of her steps was steady, like someone who had walked through humiliation before and learned not to break under it. Ethan watched her go, the laughter from his friends fading into awkward silence. The $100,000 still rested in his hand, now heavy, meaningless. When Amara returned, she placed their glasses gently on the table. The lighting caught her face for a second. Serene, almost luminous. Ethan noticed the slight tremor in her hand as she poured the wine, the way her eyes avoided his. He said quietly, "You learned all those languages for this job?" She paused, meeting his gaze. "No, sir, for survival." A beat of silence. "I used to be a translator. My mom got sick. Bills piled up. This was the only job that would let me work nights." The words hit him harder than he expected. For the first time that night, he didn't know what to say. The next hour passed in quiet tension. The millionaire, once loud and boastful, now spoke softly, almost guarded. Every so often he watched Amara, her posture straight, her face kind even when customers snapped their fingers or barked orders. And beneath the soft glow of chandeliers, something shifted inside him, a small, aching shame. When dessert arrived, Ethan pushed his untouched plate aside. He rose from his seat and walked to the counter where Amara was refilling glasses. Her eyes flicked up, surprised. "I owe you something," he said quietly. She shook her head. "No, sir, you don't owe me anything." He placed an envelope on the counter. "It's not the 100,000, but it's something for your mother's treatment." Amara's breath caught. She stared at him, not at the envelope, but at his eyes. For the first time, she saw no arrogance there, just regret. "I don't take pity," she said gently. "It's not pity," he replied. "It's respect." Greater than. If this story has touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Your support helps us keep sharing stories that remind us of the power of kindness. That night, when the restaurant emptied and the lights dimmed, Amara stood by the window, watching rain blur the city's neon glow. The envelope sat untouched beside her, but tears she hadn't meant to shed rolled down her cheeks. Across town, in a penthouse overlooking the skyline, Ethan sat alone in silence. He had everything: wealth, reputation, comfort, yet his chest felt hollow. He scrolled through his phone, found her name on the restaurant staff page, and paused on her photo. For the first time, he realized how blind he'd been to the quiet dignity of others. He sent a message, not of apology, but of gratitude. "Thank you for teaching me something no business ever could." Morning sunlight spilled across the restaurant windows. Amara stepped inside, her hair tied neatly, her blue shirt crisp once again. She placed the envelope in the charity donation box by the door. Every dollar going to fund a language scholarship for immigrant students. As she walked to her station, her expression was calm, almost radiant. In the faint reflection of the glass, the city shimmered, alive, endless, forgiving. The camera slowly pulled back, leaving her framed in light. A single figure who had reminded the world that true worth isn't measured by money, but by grace. Respect is a language everyone understands, but only the kind-hearted truly speak it.